All right, guys, welcome back as we now get into game number 4 between these two titans of StarCraft, with Polt and Classic now facing off against one another. It's currently 2-1 in favor of this man, the Chiseled Protoss.
The Chiseled Protoss.
Yeah, representing
What's
SKT.
the, you know, oh god, you know the mountains where the faces are like chiseled in?
Mount Rushmore?
Yes. Imagine his face 3 times up there.
He is the Rushmore Protoss?
Yeah.
Imagine one of these things.
Imagine that, his face up there for every tournament he wins.
It would fit, it would fit. Sick. We've got this down, Apollo. Yeah. We've got this down.
Now Captain America needs his shield and sword to come out for this one, man. He needs everything he can get. He needs everything. This is, he needs to avoid storms. He's the cooler master, so he needs to stay cool and avoid these.
He needs to stay cool and be a master, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Brilliant. All right.
Excellent.
Well, let's
First game of the day. He needs to be cool. He needs to be a master. He needs to be Captain America. Yeah!
Wow, sick. All right, let's get into game number 4. Spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, we have Captain America himself. It's Polt. And up to the top right, some call him the Chiseled Protoss. Some call him Mount Rushmore Protoss. It's Classic.
It's the chin toss, man.
Chin toss. One of many.
One of many chin tosses. All right, Yonsu. This could be the last game in this best-of-5 series with a 2-1 lead over to Classic. He just needs this one, and he's through to the semi-finals, where his prize money doubles. Funny that, because in his entire career, he's made $377, and right now he's got 1,000 banked, and it could double up to 2,000 with a victory here against Polt, and of course all those WCS points where the real money is, because that's where you can get the chance to qualify for the BlizzCon finals, the World Championship finals at the end of the year.
Yum, yum, yum. So what you're basically saying is that Classic has, to an effect, done almost 300% better today than he ever has done.
In StarCraft 2.
Well, impressive.
Congrats.
By Classic. All right, so for now he's actually just building a wall between these, on the left-hand side of his base is Classic, and meanwhile we have Polt even just going for that Reaper opening once again.
Yeah, he's going to be going for the Reaper opening, and I don't think we're going to see too much differences from Polt, at least, in the earlier stages here. Just go for the Reaper into the reactor, then expansion. It's just a bread and butter opening here from Polt. Gives him a very good economy with the fast command center. Also gives him the option to scout with the Reaper here. And then, of course, after the reactor, he starts his Marines 2x2 in case of any threat was to come, whether it be the Oracle or start to prepare for the eventuality of some form of attack, whether it be Blink or not. And he's going to send out the SCV here, which is going to go in, and it will spot a single gas once. Again here by Classic, who's done this for the last couple of games. And after that first one, where he opened up for the Blink play on Heavy Rain, he has just gone over to 1 Gateway expansion with the cancelling of the Zealot. And they'll just cancel it again here, as the Nexus has been put down.
I mean, he's a game up right now. He's on match points, so he could happily get aggressive again if he wants to and try and finish it quick. But at the same time, Polt's no stranger to Protoss being aggressive. So if that were to come along, would he be able to hold it off? He's going to get in here with the Reaper and have a look around as well. And he sees a pylon over on the left-hand side here. Next to that, that could be where some potential tech goes down.
Yeah, he's seen all 3 pylons, so he knows that there's no way that something is really going to be proxied in this location on any side of the map or any position. So the Reaper's going to be used to poke in again, ideally. And that's even if we are going to see some kind of tech structure like the Stargate, for example, here. We may not even see that at all. It may just be for a fast forge or even just the robotics facility for normal gameplay. As Polt is just floating around. And there's the Twilight Council down.
At the very back of the mineral line.
Very back.
Very difficult to actually spot here for him.
Especially because the wall off, if you know the Cybercore on the right-hand side there is walling off the Reaper from coming that way. And then you've got the Gateway walling off on the left-hand side. So he's going to have to go through the mineral line here.
And that's always a scary thing to actually do. Just in case, you know, Classic would want to pull the probes off the line to maybe try and deny it for a second there. It's a bit spot.
Well, the Twilight Council offers him the choice to go down the tech route of the Templar Archives and the Dark Shrine, but also if he doesn't want to go down there, he can just very easily simply research Blink, which is very, very common. And we see that once again here. The option to be able to blink inside the main base, to be able to control. And it's a dangerous build, and it's won a lot of games for Protoss players. It's won Classic a game already in this series, in the first one of the day.
And it's Yonsu, a map that it's certainly viable to do on this map as well. Oh, Reaper! Reaper! You see it, you little legend, you! Well done by Polt. And, well, he can anticipate what's going on from this point.
And it's going up to 4 gateways here. Blink has been researched. Polt knows exactly what he's doing. And he's moved his Marines out already. And this is what we saw yesterday from Polt to combat the Blink play. He moves out here, and he's going to go up to the Selnaga Tower. And, for example, if he catches the Mothership Core...
That'd be really bad for
it would
Classic.
Be amazing.
Yeah. There is that probe on the right-hand side that's now moved out and thrown down a pylon. He's being a little sneaky guy. But Polt, with the potential pressure up to the main, this keeps Classic back for just a little bit.
Classic's already thrown down a Forge, though, and he likes to do this. It's like a little addition to his Blink play. He goes for +1 armor and then just kind of adds on more gateways while he's building probes. But here comes Polt. Blink is done in 30 seconds here. It's dangerous, but it's also... Well, he uses a lot of energy on the Mothership Core here. He's got to be careful, though. Blink is so close to finishing.
Classic there, though. There was no sentry available to him, so he could have Polt could have technically tried to go up the ramp, but doesn't want to commit fully into there, because if you go up there, then you are there for the rest of the time. You're just looking to do damage and trade-off, but you can't really do that.
Polt, this is really, really clever from him. If this works. So he's hiding his units to the top here. He's gonna let the Protoss come to him, and there's a Marine there. And from this position, as Classic, you can only imagine that the units have gone home. So he's going to move down, Polt's going to move in, and Polt's going to try and keep his defense strong. He's very low in units, so he's got lots of bunkers here because all of his units are on the other side.
Yeah.
He's going to go for the mineral line. This may pull Classic back, and if Classic keeps going, hopefully the bunkers are going to be enough. Stim is done as well. He can just stim right for the mineral line.
And that's
a lot of Marines.
It's so clever because the Mothership Core needs to be with the Blink Stalkers to go for the assault. It's not here for an overcharge or anything like that. What a fantastic move here by Polt in game number 4 to do a lot of damage to his opponent's economy, but likewise now he has to hold off against this that has traversed past 3 bunkers at the very front. This was a great move by Classic as well.
A lot of probes are getting gutted on the other side of the map, though.
He's losing quite a bit. Yeah, he's lost 16.
A beautiful counterattack by Polt. 16 workers have gone down. He's done something very similar to this. This was just a different type that he's used in this game against Classic. I can't remember exactly who it was yesterday. Maybe it was against Mana or Stardust. I'm not sure which one it was. But whoever the case, it was beautiful yesterday. It's great again today. And he's deflected it. He's got a lot of units. He's got Medivacs on the way.
Yeah.
18 probes. Great play from Polt. Looking fantastic in game number 4 here.
The army the defense he has is substantial enough to be able to hold his opponent off. And he's not going to lose the factory either, which was spotting for him. So that is even better than we saw in Heavy Rain. And this is going to be really hard for Classic to pressure on. He has to go home and try and transition, I think.
Yeah, he's kind of boosting probes right now. He's... From this position, he usually adds on more gateways, but I wonder if he'll do that now. Because this is going to be very difficult to make work. One Stalker blinks forwards. Mothership Core doesn't want to get sniped, obviously.
Oh, time warp. And actually, he's using these Stalkers from the low ground to pick away at some of these units. So that's quite a nice move here by Classic. But at the same time, he's not really getting effectively done what he wants. So Polt still retains his position, holds on nicely.
And he's just building up his unit count. He's about to finish with the 4th and 5th barracks, which means even more units are going to be made from this position. So a great position for Polt. He's going to throw down the 3rd command center. Everything's going right for Captain America here. He is cool. He is a master. He is Polt Kalaris.
He's doing all right. He really is. And as Classic, how do you hold off against 5 barracks worth of attack? I guess you keep your opponent dancing on the other side of his map.
Well, he's going to counterattack here, because Polt's imagining this is going to stop soon, but no, it's actually not.
Yep. He's going to blink in with just a portion of this.
This is a lot. He could even kill the starport.
Ooh, he could get a lot. The entire army's way out of position.
He could get a lot of damage done here, obviously.
Actually sends these medevacs back with the boost to try and get back there as quickly as possible. Catches himself a reactor, but will need to do defensive blinks. Time Warp actually in a great spot there. That starport really counteracting the positioning of this bio. And this is amazing control by Classic right now. What am I watching? 36 army supply against 43, though. The Marauders with Sting will eventually power on through this. They're just too strong.
Sledgehammer to kittens, Kalaris. Marauders to Stalkers. And that is that. The Stalkers are gone. Polt finds himself in great shape. +1 attack has finished. 1 Stalker donation. And Polt is in prime position. Get prime position to take this next one and move on to the final game. He's deflected the blink attack on Yonsu. This is a great defense and a lesson learned for a lot of Terran players on how to try different things against the blink play.
It really felt as if that last Stalker going, it was like, oh, I have no other reason to live. All my other kittens have gone. He just went for it. But
every other Stalker is dead. Just suicides in. Yeah, and from this was just going to be very, very, very difficult to hold on, of course. Zealot charge is on the way here for Classic. He's still got a good economy. He's rebuilt that. He's about to have +2 armor, but it's a lot of Marauders, a lot of Marines. Medivacs here. Polt's got 3 command centers. He's got +1 attack on the way. He's got 2nd engineering bay. He's deflected the Protoss on Yonsu, and all he needs now is to put the ball in the back of the net, as we say in England.
I'm loving it. If we go into a 5th game, I'm going to be extremely, extremely happy here. These 2 players battling out tooth and nail, but Polt holding on once again, looking for the kill. And he actually gets caught in between a force field and a bit of a hard spot there, but in the end, Polt will evacuate on out. He's in a great spot regardless.
Yeah, he's in a great shot. Look at it. He's got more workers.
Yep.
He's got 3 sets of mules that come down from 3 orbital commands. He's got double the army supply almost. And he's just in a great shape. This has been beautifully played from him, from the early Marine Marauders that were hiding to go into the mineral line, to the defense. Even getting the Viking out to kill the Mothership Core was, you know, the cherry on the cake.
And now...
the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake.
Whoa. That was a barrage there,
But
Sean.
I don't like cherries that much, so I'm going to say strawberry. The strawberry on top of the icing on top of the cake.
No, you're right. I don't like the cherries either. So strawberry's better.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But
and then the chocolate on top of the strawberry on top of the icing on top of the cake.
Whoa, this is a nice cake.
This is a great cake.
This is a really good cake.
This is Polt's cake.
Thank you very much, Polt, for the lovely cake.
And he's going to come in here. The Zealots are going to charge in, but there's way too many Marines and Marauders.
Yep, yum, yum,
Wave
yum,
that
yum,
American flag, QXE. I know you're out there somewhere.
Yum, 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 yum. Oh, well, actually, that's quite tasty for Classic as he gets a great surround, but in the end, it's still yum, yum, yums for Polt. He'll micro him back, and any trade he takes with a natural dead. Classic, I don't think you're going to get a slice, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's not going to get a slice of this cake.
Nope.
It's not for him. And Polt has a lot of units back at home and continuing to rebuild. Classic's going to charge this all the way home here. Polt may have been a little bit too eager for his cake. But with killing the Nexus off here, the income's been cut in half for now for Classic. And Polt has a lot more units where these came from. And the Zealots, once worn down, leaves the Archons exposed. Mothership Core going to get picked off once again.
And everything falls. Everything will fall. Classic trying to push on. The only way he could have won from this position is if Polt decided not to press any buttons on his barracks, but he decided to make Marines and Marauders, which is probably the best choice here for a Terran.
Yeah, it's a beautiful choice. You know, it's one of the most standard choices you can make.
Yeah, it does all right for him. Polt here now, just microing on back against those Zealots, leaving those squishy, lovely, gooey Archons, those marshmallow-like units exposed. And they will fall.
Medivacs for everyone.
Medivacs? Wow, yeah, actually he has a lot of medivacs. Well, personalized, signatured, and signed. Polt in game number 4, doing all right, but Classic...
Not giving up.
No.
He's hammering the units over, but only just now is his Nexus actually completed on the natural. So he's been down in economy throughout all of those fights, and now Polt's moving across the map. Even the factory there with the Widowmine on its way. Polt knows he's won this game. Classic knows he's lost it, but it's going to go down to the bittersweet end here before we go onto the final map. And this surely has to be the last push from Polt.
They remain in Archon falls, as do the Zealots. GG, Polt ties up the series 2-2. We go on to game number 5. What a start to the day here at the Intel Extreme Masters Champions Day.
This is great, and I'm happy that we got to go to game 5.
Yeah.
I can't remember what map it is. I'm trying to think.
It wasn't Polanite, it wasn't Daedalus. So the remaining map is...
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Ultrazine Stronghold?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes. You are correct.
Oh,
and
Sean.
Classic, he's an angry man.
Oh.
Look at that. So that's what I look at. That's what the vibe I get through the monitor when he looks like that. Polt's like, I can do this.
Polt's like this meek little quiet guy. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty good at StarCraft.
I can do this. And then you look at Classic, and he's like,
That's the exact noise he would make. I would need to ask him to perform this.
He's not looking like that right now. He definitely was after the game was lost. But game number 5, you are correct. Altazim Stronghold, the largest map in the map pool, as both players will take to this to decide who will move on to the semi-finals. Will it be a Terran? Will it be the Protoss? This is the first out of 3 clashes of Terran versus Protoss today. And it's going to go to the final game here, as Polt is showing the way for Terran players worldwide how to play against one of the better Protoss players out there here at the Intel Extreme Masters in Cologne, the last stop before the World Championship, as we take to Poland in less than a month's time for the $100,000 winner-takes-all. And by the way, Polt played in the European qualifier and the North American qualifier to even get to Katowice.
Yeah.
He lost in both of them.
He did.
Then traveled here for another attempt, of course, having top 2 slots awarded to go there. He wants it. Just like Jadon was mentioning, he wants to go to the World Championship. So does Polt. So does Classic. Every one of these players in the top 8, it's not far away.
And in the end of this series, what a map to decide this final game. Altazim Stronghold, the biggest map we've seen in a long, long time. And now we could see this game go really, really far. Neither player's really going to risk a huge amount, I don't think. If they did, they have balls of steel and fair play to them. But I'm really looking for. I just want to get into the game, man. This is going to be good.
Polt with his Zerg-style run-by of Marines, the Zergling run-by with Marines and a Marauder or 2, was able to give him advantage in that last game, and he carried the momentum through to the end. Now going in to the last game, it is reset. It is one game for $1,000. Moving on to the next round for the extra WCS points to play in a best-of-5 to decide if you get to the final, to get to go to the World Championship. It is reset. Both players are neutral when it comes to advantages and disadvantages. It is all final game.
All right, game number 5. Let's jump right on in. Altazim Stronghold is our map to determine win or lose. Spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner as our red Terran. He's a cooler master. He's Polt. And to the bottom left, we have our blue Protoss representing SK Telecom T1. It's Classic.
A fight to the death, you two. In the game. In the game. In the game. Not out the game.
No. Don't do that.
Wouldn't do that.
Don't mess up our studio.
We might get in trouble.
Yeah, we may do.
But here we go. The last map between these two players. Polt versus Classic. This is a massive map. A huge map.
Yeah.
Which means Nexus first, Command Center first builds are common. But neither player does it. We have just a regular 12 barracks and 12 gas from Polt, just a regular Reaper opening here. So we just have a regular 13 Gateway 2 from Classic.
What we can determine here, Sean, is basically they're scaredy cats. They don't want to...
Come on.
No, they're probably not. They're probably just going to play this out and be as careful as possible.
I like to call people who go fast expansion scaredy cats.
Yeah?
You can't fight me like a man, you need an advantage.
Oh,
I call them scaredy cats, Kalaris.
Scaredy cats.
All right. Thank you for your tweets at Mark S. Allbirds, Captain America, hashtag IEM. If you want to get your tweets in just like Mark, here spelt with a C, not a K.
Mr. Allbirds, this guy. Yeah, just send them our way. Hashtag IEM.
IEM.
Good stuff.
And you may get featured just like he did, Mark without a K.
That's Mark's 15 seconds of fame there.
Yep.
And now it's gone.
Now it's gone. Not like he's ever been famous before.
No, of course not.
So we have, just as mentioned, the Reaper opening, taken out of gas here from Polt to allow him to get that expansion down just a little bit faster. And over here for Classic, he as well has opened up for a pretty economy-focused build too. Not the most, because he got the gateway first, but then he kind of delayed his gases and Cybercore to get the Nexus down, then added them on afterwards.
And in the end, Paul got lucky with his scout, so he actually gets that SCV in there, and in turn, that allows the Reaper to head over there straight away. So this is the most advantageous position this Reaper could have been in, considering the map.
And I do like the fact that this Reaper's going to be able to get in there and potentially get a kill.
Yeah.
which is always nice.
Mothership Core, unfortunately for him, because of the build he chose, is a little bit delayed compared to how the Reaper gets over there.
And he gets a kill.
Wow, nice. And ooh, what is going on? He's trapped. He's trapped.
Oh, the probes!
That pylon building at the top, he was like, wait a minute, I can't get out.
Wow. And that gives Classic just freedom. He can do whatever he wants inside that main base now.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Polt was like, wait.
No.
That's what it felt for the Reaper.
It's a trap.
He's like, wait, I can't go that way.
Oh, that was great. You could, just in the micro load, you could see the panic.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
And Stargate gets thrown down easily here, just that there's no threat for it being scouted. But Polt's changed up in the last game, but it's been spotted, as we can see. He's gone for the factory here.
Wow.
And imagine, I know this may sound crazy, imagine if we didn't see an Oracle and that we saw Phoenixes being built and
cool.
just like shut down this drop potential straight away. But Polt has to realize that this has been spotted and it isn't going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3 to be able to plant this in.
If he did go for Phoenix,
he may go Oracle and then Phoenix.
Yeah, he may.
He may. I mean, just thinking about the Phoenixes to be able to stop the Medivac when they come, it's going to come to from the left-hand side here down the south. Definitely a possibility.
But the amazing thing about Phoenix against this is not only does it deter the drop play from even occurring, but if a Widow Mine gets out, he just picks it up and he's like, you can't burrow.
And he's building a Phoenix. I wonder how many he builds here. You could go up to like 3 really easily and really fast. Pick off the Medivac and then even use them aggressively for quite a while.
Yeah. This is a really cool start to this game, number 5 here. Engineering Bay goes down for Polt, as he realizes that he does need the defense available to him, but it's not going to be an Oracle, Sean. It's the Phoenix. It's
I thought this may be the case. And if Polt loses his Medivac with units in, but the thing is, Polt actually, if I remember to his games yesterday, didn't throw all the units in the Medivac. Yesterday he threw sometimes just 1 Widow Mine and that was it. So it depends on how much money actually is going to be inside the Medivac. And if it does get killed, which I'm expecting it to get killed.
Yeah, it's very hard. I guess he's just going to have to retreat out and then drop all those units.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
just 1 Widow Mine, so it's not terrible. And then on top of that, he's going this way too. Smart, just in case, because he knows it's been spotted.
Very, very
and he's going to go along the long way. And it's not 100% certain that this is even going to be the drop. It's like 90% certain. But not 100.
And the Marines pre-scouting for Polt up to that top left as well, just to make sure that it's not going to be spotted.
Wow.
So this is really cool play here by Polt.
Oh, and a scan sees the Stargate building units here. And remember, there's no detection. There's a now cannon being built on the natural because he's expecting to come down to the natural here.
Yeah.
He sees the Phoenix is being built, so he knows there's threats there. And look at it, Polt actually isn't going to even risk it for a biscuit.
Yeah, he's going to just burrow that at the third base and then delay that.
He's like, whatever, you're probably just going to try and stop me. I know, you know, and now I know that this Phoenix is whatever. He's got turret in the main mineral line. He's got a lot of Marines here. He's not willing to risk it. And this is good conservative play. Yeah, especially in the last game.
Exactly. It's so important. They're going to play this out as carefully as possible. The Phoenix, though, now for Classic, they're revealed. Well, they were already revealed from that scan, and he's going to pick up a few SUVs maybe here and there. Just gets 1 for now. Doesn't want to go into any of those Marines, though.
And this is a pretty cool playstyle. I actually like this playstyle quite a lot. It's Phoenix Colossus, but
that wasn't worth 1 Marine.
Loses a Phoenix. And yeah, this is a cool playstyle. Obviously, the Phoenix is going to be great against Medivac drops and so on, so it's going to be very difficult for Polt to drop anywhere, which means Classic can go really unharassed.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Phoenix is good versus Vikings, too. From this position, though, it doesn't need to be a macro game, though. It can be a longer one. With +1 attack being thrown down pretty fast here, and the Twilight Counts are coming in quite early. Imagine if it's +1 attack and Blink with Phoenixes to help against Vikings. Realizing that this is a quite fast third command center from Polt as well, so it's not extra units and extra barracks.
I think
he could go for an all-in from this position. Definitely could.
Takes a little bit of damage from that Widow Mine, but catches a few SCVs in the process. I think more so, though, for Classic on this map, the transition to Phoenix so early on, not only because of what he saw is really good, but also drops on this map can become hazardous for Protoss. So having that air presence and continued Phoenix production from here for Classic is such a cool thing to have on Ultrazoom Stronghold.
Well, he's at 5 probes right now. 5 gateways, sorry, not 5 probes. I wonder if he adds on any more now. He's still building Phoenixes. He may not try... Okay, so he's actually pulling a probe to take the third, with the Widow Mine's going to kill the probe, so... oh, no!
Oh, hello.
Take 1 for the team, bro.
Good job.
So it's not going to be an all-in, it's just going to be a longer game. So he's going to dedicate to the macro style of this.
Yeah.
And you just need a lot of Vikings and you just... So far, it's pretty good, because he's already killed one Phoenix. And he's already slowed it down a little bit here, but Polt doesn't know at all what he's playing against. Ooh, until now.
Yeah, that was nicely timed. Does see the Robo Bay, didn't see the Colossus in the end, but
yeah,
he
caught the end of the Phoenixes there, and then sees Colossus too, so... Yeah. He throws down a second starport immediately, realizing what he's playing against, and it's going to be a lot of Vikings soon.
Yeah, absolutely has to be, as he has to go up against this. +2 weapons has already started for Classic, whilst +1's just finishing up for Polt here.
This is a strong movement out. The second Colossus is... Oh, okay, second Colossus is there.
All those upgrades finishing at the same time. GG, that's fun.
Yeah, this should be fine.
Yeah, so he's going to be sturdy. He's moving out here. I don't really think he can get a whole lot done with this, though.
No, he shouldn't be able to. The Observer will see it. He can warp in a couple more units.
Yeah, and, well, +1 weapons actually started for the Phoenix, too, here, so that's cool. Wow, actually
even
really
more
good.
And then what he'll eventually
eyes.
do, Claris, is probably get the range upgrade, too.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a really good idea.
He'll probably get that once he gets his third base up and running. He doesn't have the money yet, but...
That's one of the things at the very beginning of StarCraft Wings of Liberty that I had a little bit of a problem with. It's like, I liked adding on Phoenix to deal with Vikings eventually whilst I was getting Colossi, but you would always get zoned out by the Marines if you were trying to hunt them down.
Yeah, there's the fleet beacon.
Yeah. So getting the range here is a really, really cool choice.
Yeah, it's the way to play this style. It's a really, really strong style. It's very fancy. It's very cool. But the big problem is because you do dedicate a lot of resources to the air, is if the Vikings stay alive and don't go down too fast, the ground units are just going to destroy everything. Because without Colossus, this army's nothing. So it's very important to make sure you do win the air battle here, so the upgrade and the range is going to help that cause a lot.
Yeah, and so whilst we have one Phoenix coming out at any given time, there's 4 Vikings on the way, and
it's always going to be Colossus production too. I really rarely think he'll switch over to Templar in this game. Just +3 attack, more Colossus, more Phoenix.
He's going to propel himself very far with these Vikings. This is going to be strong, but at the same time, he's loaded up all of this force. It's so risky to go for drop play in Polt's position, but look how furious his macro is. He's already up to 106 army supply.
So his goal here is get the attention of Classic towards the third, and then go for the drop. But there's an observer. There is an observer here. This is major news. Because if the Phoenixes get over there, they're pretty fast units.
Yeah.
And if all of these medivacs were to go down, for example...
Oh my god. He would have just barely missed that.
This is so stressful for both sides.
It really is.
He's avoiding the observer.
Oh,
he's going straight. He's going to land the drop, and this is huge because Colossus is so slow, and he's going to get the drop on here. A major risk, but this will pay off.
How did Polt know? What a fantastic play. He should be able to get this Nexus. That's going to fall so rapidly.
Massive attack.
Is out of position. He tries to pick everything up in desperation, but it doesn't work. The natural will end up falling. What a fantastic play by Polt. Maneuvering around. Wow. So impressive.
Classic is like, that isn't meant to happen when I go Phoenix, says Claris. And that's what's meant to happen, but it's too late. That was a lot of units lost, but Polt has to be careful. That was a lot of units lost, and there is an option for a counter-attack here from Classic. But right now, his economy has been hurt, but there's still 14 Vikings!
Jeez.
Versus, there was Phoenixes lost in that as well, remember? So there's only 6 Phoenixes out, and here comes the counterattack. But Polt, if he spreads out here, and with the Viking count that he has, as long as he makes sure to target down the Colossus first, then this is definitely an opportunity for Polt to move on to the semi-finals. Deflect this attack, you go into the semis.
And the longer Classic waits here to push forwards, the quicker that +1 is going to be finishing for Classic, and that's a lot of firepower that adds to that amount of Vikings. So he's against the timer, and he's so far down in terms of army supply as well. 20 supply down. Polt is just rocketing ahead in every aspect in this game.
Classic knows he's in so much trouble. He's added on a second Stargate now. He's trying to ramp up the Phoenix count. Remember, as I mentioned before, you must win the air battle if you're going to play this style.
That's the 3rd Stargate, Sean. So he really needs... He knows he needs so many Phoenix out here to really combat this.
And it might be too late. Polt's coming in for this. The Vikings, they're just going to go... And the Colossus are going to die.
+2 weapons as well. Everything is lining up perfectly here. Those Colossi fall so fast. Once they die, all he has to do against these Zealots is microback. He doesn't actually have charge on those Zealots.
This is it. Polt's going to go to the semis.
He doesn't have charge. Polt through all adversity after falling down during this series, has actually come back. He's plowing through this Protoss army. Classic has very little left, lifting with those Phoenix, but they don't have the firepower. The plays from Polt come out. He is able to kill off everything at this third base. What a series we have witnessed here from Polt.
Yeah, Polt looked down and dead so many times, but he is the comeback king today, and he is, it's over. GG. Polt makes it to the semis. Excellent performance from Polt, and he knows that was a very, very impressive and solid performance.
What a blinder of a series. Unfortunately, Classic is out, but Polt flies that Terran flag high, that USA flag high, and now moves on to the round of 4. Wow, what play.
That was so sick. So good. And Classic, who has demonstrated some awesome Protoss versus Terran, has been stopped in the quarterfinals, and he, having passing Polt, could have gone all the way. Could have gone all the way. Here's the last couple of moments of that game.
Yeah. Looking for the reaction here of Classic, and there's Polt, though. Very, very happy with that win. And it was such a close series, really down to the wire, but Polt advances on to the round of 4, and I've got nothing left to say here. Let's hear from the winner himself.
Thank you, guys. With Polt right now, a relieved man, I think you could say. I don't even know where to start with that game. Just the whole match was so crazy. Well, let's just go back and talk about the first map, because first map, Blink All In, didn't really work too well for you. Defense wasn't as strong as it maybe could have been, but you figured out later in the game how to cope with Blink All In. I think you've given all our Terrans hope now.
Yeah, I think Blink All In is pretty strong strategy, but I'm personally very confident against that build order, so I was a little bit relieved, and I got crushed. You
did get crushed in the first game, but you came back, made it 2-2 in the fourth game. The fourth game was amazing, by the way. Fourth game really, it didn't look as if you were going to be able to do it. Back and forth, Classic playing really well, and then somehow you managed to get 2-2. And then let's talk about map 5, because that 5th map, that was daring. Everything worked for you.
The Artgym Stronghold. Actually, I don't like that much, that map.
But you do now.
Yeah, but most Protoss does the same build order like he did, so I just knew how to counter it, and I did it.
You absolutely did, and congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Polt is the first man through to the semi-final. Congratulations, Polt. Really well done. And a big hand for Classic as well, because he has played his part in an absolutely amazing best of 5 that Polt has come through. We're going to break down the game now with another Terran. QXC, take it away.
Hey guys, what an exciting series. That was really fun to watch, and I'm really glad to see Polt's alternative solution to the Blink All In. When we've seen that in the past, pretty much all we see is people bunkering up. They spread their units out. We've seen the addition of a sensor tower. Some players will opt for Widow Mines. But this is one of the first times we've seen the units, the run-by, the Zerg run-by by Terran. And we're going to kind of jump into that moment in this replay. Probably the deciding moment of this game. Actually, for sure the deciding moment of this game. Because as we saw in the first game on Heavy Rain, Polt having a ton of trouble defending against this push. The way that he opens with these fast 3 racks, it's just a difficult build to hold. There's a ton of space on Yunsu to make those blinks happen. You can see how many bunkers he needs. Basically 1 bunker at the back, 1 bunker above his ramp, at least 2 in his natural. It's a huge commitment, very hard to defend properly. And if your opponent only makes a couple of Blink Stalkers, you can end up very behind. You're sitting in your base, you don't have really much to do. But let's go to this run-by. This is such a brilliant move by Polt here. He's holding the position, he knows. He doesn't even have vision. Polt just knows when this Blink timing is going to hit, and he moves out. 8:30, boom. My opponent has to be setting up for it. I've scouted the Twilight, forced him to use an overcharge, which means Classic has a really hard time here. If he wanted to recall, I'm not sure if he has the energy for that, but even if he did recall, this push would basically be over. You can see if he recalled, he wouldn't really have the mana for Time Warp. Time Warp's such an important part of this Blink All-In, and now we see Classic at such a huge probe deficit, 17 workers killed. This is tremendous. This means instead of warping in another full round of Stalkers and continuing this Blink pressure, he's forced to make probes, to spend Chrono Boost on probes. He doesn't want to Chrono Boost probes right now. He needs more Stalkers. He wants to kill Polt. What a fantastic move by Polt. Takes game 4 and sets him up in such a good spot to finish the series off. I'm sure Classic was really feeling the pressure. You've got your great build. You've practiced it so many times. It worked once. You're going to do it again. No. No, you're not. Polt goes on, takes game 5, and moves on to the next round. So excited.
Thank you very much to Kevin. QXC, of course, they're from Team Complexity. I've got a serious little note for you. A couple of days ago, I made some comments that drew parallels with the UK Storms and the Scion Storms used in the game between Jack G and Patience. I just want to read a very quick statement to you. It's difficult to regret innocent remarks that I made during that game, but I'd like to apologise to anyone that was offended by that, and hopefully they take the apology in good faith. We are going to move on now in the quarterfinals. Our second quarterfinal is coming next. Don't go too far away.